This is so bad that I'm going to let you just start the clock over and give me a new idea.
Hang on.
Well, welcome back to this episode of Hang On with Nick and Blake. Now that's a good idea. Finally, we get to the heart of it.
Boom, shakalaka.
Yeah.
Boom, bam, bam, clickety clack. We're good. Ooh, what if you had puppies in an Uber?
I love the idea. It's just against like laws or something. You would get shut down so fast.
I feel like people would get tired of the dog hair as well.
You can get dogs without it. But what is the most... Excuse me. One night we don't have a dog and I get some feisty car outside. All right, what is the most iconic date?
Hang on real quick. We're going to have to...
I hate that our podcast is an interruption.
We're going to have to put in dog noises, though, because we can't have a podcast episode without dogs barking. All right, continue. Sorry.
The most iconic date for general America.
Dinner and a movie.
Dinner and a movie. That's
the worst date.
Do you do dinner first or movie first?
I don't know, because you do dinner and then you go to the movie and then you're sitting there and you're like, man, I'm like getting sleepy because I got the itis because I just ate a huge dinner.
I love that.
But then if you go and do the movie first, you're gonna get popcorn.
Yep.
You're gonna get a drink. Yeah, I'm gonna spend $60 on going to see a movie that I probably don't want to see, and then I'm full because I've had popcorn and drink, and then I'm like, now I'm gonna go eat dinner.
So I think the solution is dinner, then the movie.
Yeah, I think that's the standard.
But
it
let's
is
say
called
it's
dinner and a movie.
super hot outside.
Okay.
And you need to do something with your food that's left over from the dinner. We're going to sell small containers in the movie theater that are refrigerated.
I'm out.
Damn it! You wouldn't for like $1 or $2.
No,
bring
not
your
at all.
box in.
I don't
sushi.
I don't take stuff out from restaurants.
Oh, well, you're just very unique. You know, people have paid for the food, and there's other people that are starving, and they're like, I'm gonna.
That's fine.
And you just toss it. Just because you're out doesn't mean it's a bad idea. People out there are going, this is a great idea.
Why wouldn't you just sell a cooler?
Uh-huh.
I mean, they already have coolers, so I don't know why you need to sell coolers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really confused at why you just wouldn't have, if you were that worried about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, we're going out. We're going to have leftovers.
We're going to have steak. Yeah, we're going to have something really nice.
But
it's a date.
And just put a cooler in the back of your car, and then...
That's so weird. Well, okay, let's say most people go on dinner and a movie don't understand how to date, right? So they're going to be in that 16 to 20 years old, right?
If you're going on a date and it's like a pro tip, if you're going on a date and it's like you're still not comfortable with the person, don't take your food from the restaurant because then you just look like a weirdo. Just leave it there and go to the movie.
Oh my gosh. What I'm saying is kid's going to be using the back seat.
Oh yeah,
you don't want a cooler back there.
No, not in the back seat. Just put it in the trunk.
What kind of car are you driving?
It's a cooler.
Yeah.
How much takeout are you? A whole hog?
Well, sometimes, have you ever been to an Italian place where they give you lunch for the next day, too?
Yeah, that still fits in a small cooler.
Yeah, but how are you cooling it? Do you have to bring ice then?
What if you just paid $1 and you got to bring your leftovers into the restaurant so you could eat them while you were hungry watching this boring Avengers movie that you paid $40 to go see, and you don't have to pay for popcorn and a drink? I'm so out. This is probably one of your worst ideas. This is so bad that I'm going to let you just start the clock over and give me a new idea.
No. That's my idea. It's your turn to pitch.
Pet rocks. I mean, it's still better than that idea.
I feel like you can't take an iconic idea and put it on a podcast. I feel if you tweaked it. I feel like if you had
oh my god, are we really talking about pet rocks?
No, I was gonna say if you had an old Tamagotchi and you wanted to sell Tamagotchis, you'd make a ton of money.
Dude, Tamagotchis are those were huge.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't even remember if I had a Tamagotchi or if I had a Gigapet. I think I had a Gigapet.
Forgot that there was a difference.
There was multiple ones. Tamagotchis were like the dinosaurs, right?
I don't remember.
Mine was a dog. I remember vividly that it was a dog.
Yeah.
Also, were huge, but the first time that thing woke me up at like 3 o'clock and got smashed by like a hammer. I'm in 5th grade. I don't need these kind of problems. I don't have kids.
You just get the health class in middle school. You're like, yeah I get it.
Yeah, I had a Tamagotchi. I don't need to go to health class. I know I never want kids.
That's why so many millennials don't have kids.
Yeah, it was all because of Gigapets and Tamagotchi. I mean, it's some Chinese ploy to like bring down the population of America by convincing all people they don't need to have kids.
And you got to pitch an idea.
Okay. So I see you have your Purdue Boilermakers hoodie on.
Yeah. Like trains.
So I went to a big SEC school. Love college football, college basketball. I like sporting events. I like going to concerts. I like going to live events. One of the issues with going to live events, though, especially like bigger college football games or bigger sporting events, is if you're not like retired or like self-employed or whatever the case may be, where you just have lots of time off and can get there on Thursday or Friday before the game on Saturday and set up your tailgating spot and stuff like that, it's really hard. Like, you got to be dedicated to get down there and get a tailgate spot and enjoy the full, like...
If this goes we're dropping off storage containers and that's your tailgate party.
It is not. But
that's a great idea.
Yeah. I mean, it is a wonderful idea.
Damn it. Why didn't we think of this sooner?
But... I mean, that is kind of my idea, but a little bit different. It doesn't have to be that.
Yeah.
But also, how many times have you gone to a concert and it's really fun and you really want to go see this concert, but by the time you get your tickets and like get in the door and get your spot at the place, and you're like pissed off by the time you even like the concert starts because you're like, this was just such a pain in the ass. You know what I'm saying?
It was such a hassle.
I would like to create a service that was kind of like a personal concierge for whatever it was that you were going to do. And maybe you start with football games or basketball.
Explain to me how it works for football game.
So you are like, hey, I've got money, but I don't necessarily have time to go down there and like take off work and set up my camp or my tailgate site and get everything going. And then, so you hire this company or this group, and they go and they get your tailgate site set up. Mm-hmm. They get your grill going. They get your food going. You kind of just show up the day of. Everything's ready. Yeah. You enjoy tailgating with your friends.
A tailgating Sherpa.
Basically, yeah. And they provide you transportation, and this is not going to be cheap. This isn't going to be but you're not spending $100,000 on an RV that you're taking to football games because you don't have the time to go to football games. So what you're doing is saying like, hey, I'm going to pay you $1,500. I get to go to one game a year. I want to have a good tailgate. I want friends and family to come. Here's $1,500, $2,000 plus the cost of food and beer and stuff like that. It's set up. You show up. The grill's going. Meat's on the grill. Beers are cold. Your buddies show up. There's a nice tent. Could go as anywhere from like a storage container that's for tailgating, so you could sleep in, or like an RV that they've rented, to just like a tent with a grill and a TV. There's like a generator going with your TV. Now you've got an awesome tailgate, but you didn't have to do any of the work because you don't have enough time to do the work.
Nice. I think that there's definitely a market for something like that. I haven't been to enough baseball or football games to...
Yeah, I think where it would really go well would be big like football games in the South where tailgating's huge, but you kind of have to be really dedicated to getting down there and set, and it's a lot of work. And I've always like, hey, I'd really love to go tailgating and have a good spot and grill and all that good jazz, but it's a ton of work.
So what if someone who routinely goes down and say, hey, I'm going to throw a couple lawn chairs for you. It's $100 for a lawn chair. And then you get access to my suite setup and my burgers. And
Ooh, what if you're tailgating, right?
yeah.
I think we're on the same thing.
Yeah.
You're tailgating and you have an app that says, hey, this is where I'm tailgating, and you can post, like, kind of sell tickets to your tailgate.
Yeah.
So you can be like, hey, I've got this really sweet setup. I can have
Like
20 people,
Yeah.
$10 a head.
come over and hang out.
This
for
is
an
where
hour
I'm at.
before the
Yeah.
game. Yeah. That's cool.
I could see something like that. Yeah.
All right, and that's 5 minutes. That's pretty good. All right, hit us with the verdict. So, do you want the refrigerator in the movie theater that you can use to keep your stuff cool, or do you want a tailgating service?
Tell you two of the ideas I never thought I wanted before. So I don't go to sporting events, and I never wanted to have food in a refrigerator in theater. But I think there's a greater audience for tailgating than.
Oh, that's two.
Boom
and-
shakalaka.
All right. So what I do feel like if the listeners like my ideas, they should write.
So
in.
very distracting today.
Yeah. If the listeners like one of our ideas more, if anybody sends anything in, the listeners can overrule our producer. What do you think?
I mean, I know people who are listeners, so I can probably make this happen. So yeah,
No,
that's fine.
I here's what I think of your listeners. I don't think a single one will write in. I think that you could beg them. I think you give them $20 and they'll take your money and be like, "Yep, Nick really crushed it." This isn't a brand new
Wait,
idea.
are we still doing fives? Or
No,
okay.
no. This is. I'm going to pitch a real idea. The whole.
Thank God.
What do you do for Christmas cards? Since Christmas is coming up.
I don't.
Okay. Would you if it was easier?
Probably not.
Okay.
Maybe if I had a wife and kids, maybe, but not as like a single young 30-year-old dude. I'm not sending out Christmas
See,
cards.
I could totally see that. And that's true too, because as soon as I got married, it was like you have to do Christmas cards. This is something that's out there where you can digitally make a Christmas card or like a postcard and send it to everybody in your family. It's pretty straightforward. You just enter their address information, you upload your pictures. Definitely something that already exists. What I want to do is I want to put in birthdays and anniversaries of everybody in my family, and it emails me like a week or two before, and it was like, hey man, your parents' anniversary is coming up. Here's 5 cards we think you'd like to send them. Do you want to personalize it for $5? We'll have it out the door. Oh, birthday's coming up. Oh, your sibling? Oh, do you almost forget? Like, hey, here's a week. Do you want to throw on a gift card with it? Send it out. And then come Thanksgiving, come Christmas, come like a birthday of a kid that you have, all of these pop up, and you have saved your whole address book.
I actually kind of like this. I didn't until you went a little further into this.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like something maybe subscription based.
Yeah, of course.
So you set up your thing, and then you set up things that they're interested in. How many times have you're like your wife or your brother and sister or parents, they send you something like, either in conversation or send you a text and like, oh, this is really cool. And you're like, man, I hope I can remember that for when they have a birthday coming up or a whatever coming up.
Oh, I hate you.
So you can make a list in the app.
Last line.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's. I mean, basically, I'm just combining them. So
Yeah,
like,
no, it's
so you
very good.
put in your little app under the like either categories or like specific things or
Yes.
just their interest, right?
Yeah.
And
That's
then
like a notepad for that person.
And for each person, you assign an amount for each person in each event. You assign an amount of money that you're willing to spend.
Essentially, how much do you love this person?
You're assigning a budget. So, like, anniversary for your parents, you're $25. I don't know, and like Christmas for your siblings, $50 each or whatever. And so then, 2 weeks out or a week out or whatever the case may be, They send you a list of possible gifts. Some will be less than your budget, some will be at your budget, and some will be a little bit above your budget. The subscription service, you can use basically everything that you've paid into the subscription service towards the cost of the gift. Maybe minus some percentage or something like that.
Okay. Personalize it for $5. We'll have it out the door. Oh, birthdays, and it gets like wrapped and
Gets
sent to them
wrapped,
for their birthday
has a
or
card
something.
that you can personalize, and it gets sent to them.
Come Thanksgiving, come Christmas, come like a birthday of a kid that you have. All of these pop up, and you have saved your whole address.
I actually kind of like this.
That's a very good idea. I had another idea that was curated gifts along the lines of having who's that person at the hotel where you're like, hey, where do I go?
Concierge.
It's a concierge service.
How many times have we said concierge in this episode? At least 3 or 4 times.
And I don't know French. Like, people said French wasn't going to be very useful in high school. We can't. It's just, it has to happen.
I mean, they're coming because our ideas are so hot. It's on fire. There's no trains today. You like trains.
Click the schedule later.
Clickety clack.
Clickety clack.
Dude, someone came up to me at
I
work.
I got one person.
Who was it from?
I don't remember.
Someone came up to me and we were having a conversation and he was like, yeah, I mean, just clickety clack. And I was like, did you mean to do that? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, this is weird.
Have you gotten a clickety clack yet? Okay.
Now I know why famous people go crazy.
Yeah.
Because we're like locally famous, you know, amongst our
We're like big deals up
18
here.
subscribers.
Hang on.
Thank you for listening to our show. To participate, send your comments or business ideas to thehangonpodcast@gmail.com. Keep us motivated by subscribing to us on YouTube and iTunes. And tell a friend. This is the Hang On Podcast. It was an honor. See you next week.